Hi, this is Cindy Cisneros, owner of Creatively LLC, and this is the Create Well Minutecast, episode 90. And today we're talking about dualistic forces. And in creativity, this is something that was again introduced to me through some of the writing of creativity coach Eric Maisel. And I will have to look at the specific book of his, or if it's more than one, that I have read this concept and cite that for you to look at. But it's at Eric Maisel, and I will at the very least include his website so that you can see many of his publications. He's published a lot of wonderful resources. Now, the concept of dualistic forces has to do in creativity with the idea that there's a lot of opposing forces that both of which are important for us as creative people. Now, the idea of opposing forces or polarity has been around in philosophy for almost as long as philosophy has been around. Heraclitus is one of the very famous philosophers whose philosophy was highly grounded in change occurring through opposing forces, and famously says something like meaning is found through change which happens through, and I'm butchering how he has said this, through polarities. So in creativity, when we're talking about dualistic forces and dualistic pairs, we're talking about things like creativity versus technique, or we're talking about things like process versus product. And the reason that this can be useful is, one, to kind of recognize what some of these dualistic pairs are, and then two, to recognize what some of your tendencies are. Oh, do I tend to be more process oriented? Do I tend to be more product oriented? Do I tend to be more technique focused? Do I tend to be more creativity and idea focused? And then when you are at times of being blocked or find that you're at times of being stuck, to see if one of the reasons might be because you're stuck at one of these polarities or in one of these dualities, and if challenging yourself to oscillate to the other side might be of value to you. Because when you are at one side of these dualities, you are necessarily gravitated away from the other. And the idea of a polarizing force is that they are both of equally important value. One is not of more importance than the other, but they both exist necessarily to balance each other out. So if you've been very grounded in technique for a while, that's been at the expense of some of the looseness and creativity of your work. And if you're feeling stuck, it might be worth moving away from technique to explore some creativity, and so on. So I'm going to cite some more articles and resources for you to read a little bit more about what some of these pairs are in creativity, to see if it might help you a little bit if you are in a place of stuckness or staleness in your work. I hope that was helpful. Okay,